Good morning, guys. I hope you can hear those birds. This is the epitome of a nice spring day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm in the woods here by myself. I drove 7 hours yesterday, slept at my friend's house, and headed out this morning alone to get to this spot. I've never been here before. This is a brand new location. There's supposed to be a really nice river, about 40-minute walk that way through the woods. It's supposed to thunderstorm tonight, so I'm looking forward for that. I'll camp out tonight in a hammock, a brand new lightweight, extra lightweight hammock that I have, and all out of my brand new Bushcraft style backpack, my Hidden Woodsman backpack. We'll go into more details into that later on. It's very peaceful right now. Well, I found a beaver pond. It's not the river, but I can hear rapids that way across the beaver pond. Pretty strong rapids, actually. So I think I'm going to circumvent the beaver pond and try and get over to the rapids. Man, there is no shortage of beaver sign around here, that is for sure. Just solidifies my guess that this is actually a beaver pond. Working up a sweat here, man. I take off my Primloft. It is gorgeous out. Hard to believe that it's supposed to thunderstorm tonight. I've been walking for about 45 minutes now since I last saw you. I've got to be getting close to this river. I can hear it even more now. Lots of elevation. I found it. Pretty awesome. Look at that. Pretty awesome. Oh, look at my hair. Fancy. I don't know if I want to set up here. I don't know if the water's too loud for my microphone or what. I think I might go set up a little bit of ways from it, still in close proximity so I can get water and stuff, but oh, beauty. Just gorgeous. I've decided I want to see more of this river. I've had to strip down even more now. Just got my tank top on. I'm gonna go up here where the actual rapids were because I didn't access it. I didn't come down to the river at the rapids. Go down to the rapids, take it all in, maybe have a little bit of lunch there, and then hike back up into the hills away from the water a little bit so that I can not have to worry about the water drowning out my volume, as well as I want to be a little bit protected in the woods when it comes time for that thunderstorm tonight. I'm excited to ride out a thunderstorm in a hammock under a tarp. I haven't been out in a good thunderstorm in a long while. I'm getting really close, I can hear it, and that's good because I'm done walking. I'm exhausted. I want to eat something and drink something. I'm going to sit down next to that river. Well, I'm not sure if I should sit here and try to talk to the camera or not. I don't know if you can hear me over the water. But I'm gonna have a lunch break here. I'm exhausted. I wasted a lot of time trying to get here. Not wasted, I spent a lot of time trying to get here. And this is absolutely insane. This is probably a class 5. I've only ever seen rapids like this, like up north, far, Temagami. So I'm glad I came over here. It's absolutely amazing. Finally found a nice spot. The river's right there. I'm in this cedar grove, so it's nice and cool, shaded. The ground is soft. Feels so much nicer than being in the hardwoods. I'm gonna try to go down there and find a spot, suitable spot for my hammock and tarp. Yeah, I'm really digging this spot. I'm shaded. There's still some sunlight coming in for filming. I'm not too far away from the water right there. You can see the rapids flowing by. Not too loud either. I think this is perfect. Home. Super pumped on this. My buddy Malcolm sent me a Ramir's Gransfors Small Forest Axe. Thanks a ton, dude. He sent me this because we're working together, and he's a good guy. Just a nice kind of guy. So we're gonna use this. We're gonna clear a spot for my tarp and hammock and make a camp. You can see the area is pretty congested with downfall and branches and stuff like that. It's very common of an unused cedar grove. So I'm going to clean it up. Probably going to hang my hammock between this tree and this tree over here. So everything in the middle has to go. But this is all really good wood. Yeah, super dry cedar. Thuya occidentalis is the scientific name, the Latin name. So I'm going to set up with my back to the water. As much as I would like to set up looking at the water, the wind is coming this way, the volume, the sound is coming this way, so I will set up facing that way so I don't get rained on, and it's better for filming. So if you guys want to know more information about this backpack, I just shot a second video, a backpack gear loadout video for this trip. I'll link this at the end, and you can check that out to get more info about the backpack itself and the gear that I brought for this specific trip. I'll give you a little teaser. A little teaser right off the top. That's the first thing I grab. You know, you gotta have your priorities straight. Let's just put that right there for now. So I need my hammock. And again, I go through the hammock a little bit more in the other video, but this is a Camp King hammock made by my buddy named Bruno. He lives in Quebec. This is an awesome ultralight setup for a hammock. Let's go set it up. Let me just first and foremost say, I'm not a hammocker. Wow, this wind. I'm not a hammocker. I've never used this style of hammock before. This has whoopee slings. I did set it up yesterday just to practice. I will show you my best. Do not go off purely what I say. If this is something you're interested in, look into it further. Check out Shug on YouTube, Shug Emery. He has a good video on it, this style of setup, the whoopee slings. So on my 2 straps, my Dyneema, and my hammock itself. The hammock comes in a super lightweight sil nylon stuff sack, which is going to go in my pocket so I don't lose it. The ends are gathered ends, and he's got a bug net attached on there. This thing weighs at, like, I don't know, check out the website and it'll tell you specifically. I'm going to say it weighs nothing at all. This is how I was shown how to do this. So I have my tree strap, and I want to put it at about eye level. So I'm going to put it there. You can probably wrap it twice. Or close to it. And then I'm going to do a lark's head. So I'm going to put the running end through the tail. I'm going to cinch it down so that it's connected on the side. It has a lot of tension there. It's not going to give. It has no give at all. So that's set up there exactly how it needs to be. We'll set up on the other side. Okay, so here's my Dyneema cord. This has, I believe, 750 pounds of strength, and it is also called the whoopee sling. So the whoopee sling uses a tensioning method that's similar to a Chinese finger trap. So here you can see it. This, it's hard to tell here, but here's 2 straps, and it kind of goes inside itself. And this fatter part here in the middle is called the berry, and that is what is allowing it to tension or not. So I can pull. If I pinch the top of this berry and pull, you can see I'm getting cordage, and that's how it's tensioning or loosening. And then now this berry is fat, and it will slide easy. Everything will slide easy because the berry's fat. But when you milk the berry, I'm not making that up. When you milk the berry, you pinch one end of it and just stretch it out like you're trying to roll out, like, I don't know, toothpaste or something. Then it gets tight, and then that's when it's like the Chinese finger trap, and it will not move at all until you loosen it again by pinching the front of it kind of together and then sliding. It took me a minute. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple minutes. Okay, let's set this up. So the next step is attaching your tree hugger to your Dyneema or your whoopee sling. You're gonna take one of the loops, not the loop that has the bead on it, the other loop. And you're just gonna do another lark's head, just like we did with the strap itself. You're gonna go through and then bring the whole whoopee sling through your loop. Now that's on there. That's not going to go anywhere. And now I have to connect my hammock to the whoopee sling. So on the gathered end of my hammock, it has that Dyneema again, and there's just this little clip. So then that clip gets clipped onto the loop that has the bead, and you're set up. And now to tension it, again, it's the same thing. So I'm loosening it here. It's dropping. You can see the hammock dropping, right? If I want to bring it back in, do something. It's harder because there's tension now because of the hammock hanging. But then you got to milk your berry. Don't forget to milk your berry, boys. Then we're all set up. It's a little lopsided. I'm going to have to drop it on that side, I can tell. It's a little windy. It's hard to do this. It creates so much tension on it. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to work here? So this is an asymmetrical hammock. You can see the bug net. How do I explain this? So there's more bottom, more part to lay on this side, and then it switches over to this side, meaning I'll have my head on this angle and my feet swinging out onto this side as on an angle, as you should sleep in hammocks to get more of a flat lay. That's what they tell me. What they tell me. Okay, so I think I can put this mosquito net into one of these pouches he provided. So this one looks like it would tuck up into the corner. So my zipper, my bug zipper can come all the way. It's just connected at this one spot where it can't come off completely. And that's good. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to forget it at home. So let's roll this up. Maybe. We'll put it in this mesh pocket. That's all right. Tucked right out of the way. Oh my God, look at the wind. Look at the wind. Okay, that's enough wind now. So I'm going to the second tab because I want more protection on the back than I want on the front. I don't want an A-frame. I want like a wall in the back and like an awning in the front. So there's the first loop. I'm going down to the second. I've got these pre-tied toggles. They used to be like an old carbon arrow shaft from Kyle. My buddy Kyle made this. So, toggle it tight. I'm probably gonna have to put a toggle in the middle as well, I think. You can really see the usefulness of the toggles where I can get it taut. I could even move this toggle down here and then slide the whole thing over, but I don't want to do that, so we'll slide it back. Ah, it's rock right there. I've already measured where I want my stake to go out. So as you can see, I can only get in not even an inch to the ground. This is the part I sharpened. I'm gonna probably slide in as far as I can like that, right underneath the ground, and hopefully this holds because the wind is super strong right now. So let's see. Yeah, that should do fine. Do a taut line so I can fix it after if I need to. So taut line is 2 on the inside in the loop and 1 on the outside. I'm sure you guys are sick of me saying that. And then I can tension it. I can put something like, I can go look around to find a rock, and heavier rock than this, put on top of that just for some extra measures. Now time for the bass backwards part of this whole endeavor. So this tarp and hammock setup is very lightweight, very small. It's meant to be, the hammock is meant to be used with an underquilt. This type of hammock is meant to be used with an underquilt for comfort, for lightweightness, for packability. I don't have a down underquilt. All I have is a synthetic one, which works fine for warmth, but the packability of it is ridiculous. It's bigger than my sleeping bag. So it made absolutely no sense to bring it on this trip. I know the purists will kill me for this. I'm going to use my sleeping pad inside my hammock. I know it's not the ideal way to do it, but this is how we're going to do it today. Depending on how this goes, I might invest in a down under quilt. We'll see. But I am a ground dweller. I know that from experience. I've had 2 or 3 hammocks in the past. But give it another shot. And I like this because this, even if I don't use this to sleep in this hammock, this is smaller than my day use hammocks that I was using last year that I was bringing around and just setting up to hang out in. So I'll be bringing this on my canoe trip. And if I can get away with sleeping in this and using this for a hangout thing, I'm going to save a lot of room and weight and space. Room and weight and space in my backpack. But we shall see. I don't have high hopes for me converting over completely into hammock camping. I don't have to blow up an underquilt either. You know what? I've laid in this thing with the sleeping pad and without, and it's definitely meant to be used without a sleeping pad. Sleeping pad kind of ruins it. So we'll see how the night's sleep is tonight, and I might be investing in a underquilt. But all is well. Everything's set up now. I am exhausted, I'm hungry, and I am thirsty. So I think I'm going to have a little snack and then cut up some firewood. I have to build a fire pit as well. I don't have to. I want to build a fire pit as well. Clear away this duff on the ground. And yeah, just relax, man. It's a good day. It's a good day to be in the woods. Check out my awesome canteen carrier. I got my heavy cover canteen here for water and cooking and stuff. I got this canteen carrier from Malcolm. He buys surplus. This is unused surplus, military surplus, and he sells it. So that fits right onto my backpack, and my canteen fits right in there really nicely. For food on this trip, we got some good stuff. First up, what? Some broccoli. Can't have enough trees. A little broccoli in my life. Got some fresh Ontario lamb chops. I thought the good lamb was from New Zealand, but we'll see how the Ontario lamb chops are. After my last experience with lamb, I'm ready to try some more. I've got 2 rolls. I'm gonna have one right now. I've got some bacon for the morning. I've got some kielbasa. Ooh, a Wellington Special Pale Ale to go with my Immodest Imperial Pale Ale. So my Immodest is 9.0. My Wellington is 4.5. So 2 ends of the spectrum there. We gotta get these cold. These are getting to be warm. I'm gonna put them in the water, I think. And then I've just got some snacks. Oh, here's a cool thing. So I got sent a huge box of food from one of my subscribers, Stan. Thank you very much, dude. It's gonna go a long way. This is so awesome what he did. He sent me like all of the things that I always bring on my backpacking, canoeing, and camping trips. It's like chocolate peanut M&Ms, oatmeal like crazy, granola bars, tea, some booze, some baby wipes. Telling you, he knows what's up. So this beer was also from Stan. So thank you very much. I'll read all about the beers and drink them later. I'll have one with supper, and then I'll have one after supper when I'm laying in my hammock, kind of relaxing by the fire. I think I'm gonna go stick these beers in the water to stay cold. Those better not float away. I better get some rocks to put on top or make a little weir. A beer weir! A beer weir! I really cracked myself up. It's a good thing I like camping solo. Ah! We've already lost one. Yeah, the beer weir needs to happen like ASAP. I'm gonna make my beer weir right now. Luckily, there's tons of rock around. There we go. Nice and safe, protected. Not gonna float away. Beer weir? Beer weir for the win? Cheers. So that pack is pretty cool. It's calling it the Hidden Woodsman Dayruck 2.0 Joe Robinet version. Joe Robinet edition. I walked for over 3 hours up and down contours, in and around trees, through swamp with that backpack on. With, I'm honestly guessing about 30 pounds in it. It's packed to the nines. It rode okay. It doesn't have it has a sternum strap. It does not have a waist belt because it's such a small backpack. It's not designed to do overnighters out of, but you can, obviously. It's called the Dayruck. It's made for the for day hikes and for camping and stuff like that. But man, I swear to God, I could do 2 nights out of this. The only thing that would be different is I would have to have a little bit more food. I would just leave my hammock out in that space that I didn't need to bring my hammock, obviously, right? So the backpack's full, but with that space of the hammock, about an Nalgene maybe, I didn't have to bring. I could sleep right on the ground. I could sleep with my pad on the ground underneath the tarp. The hammock is an extra thing. So if I didn't bring my hammock, I could bring another day's worth of food at least, maybe even more. But yeah, very capable pack. Ride's good. I like the looks of it. It's like modern bushcrafty with a touch of tactical, just because of the molly. But like, you could wear that, I could use that all around town with no qualms at all. No qualm. I wish Scout was here to dig out these rocks for me. Alright. That's a weird looking rock. Maybe I can break that piece off. Nice. Big sucker. Ugh. Like a 3-sided fire pit. Very efficient. That's about it. That's about it right there, I think. Nothing fancy. 3-sided, a big rock on the back to reflect a little bit of the heat back to me, just to make it a little bit more efficient. I do not need warmth tonight from a fire, that's for sure. I had no intention of putting a rock down on the ground, but I just found this one. It came out super easy, and it looks like it's gonna fit about perfectly. Yeah. So I guess I will put that there. Why the heck not, eh? So I want to put a drip line here. My tarp covers it, and there even is this like attachment, carabiner style attachment that might trickle the water down, but it's right on the cusp of the tarp, so I might get some rain on this part. I'm just going to make quick, easy drip line. This old random piece of paracord anyway. I don't need it. I'm just going to tie it. Paracord is very water absorbent, so the idea is the rain will travel down the line, hit my paracord, and then drip off onto the ground, as opposed to coming into my hammock. It's soaking me. There's only one way I'm getting wet tonight, and that's not from rain. It's a pee accident. Sometimes I try to pee in a bottle when I'm in a hammock and it goes awry. But this is the spice in life, really. Urine is the spice of life. I've been screwing around with the tensioning and laying different ways and stuff, and I think I finally got it. I ended up tying out the 2 bungees that the hammock has. I thought they were for the bug screen. They may be, but it helps to spread out the hammock a little bit more, at least for me, so I can see what I'm doing. So now I can lay actually flat in it, the way you're supposed to. So I'm on my diagonal. Kind of pop it up. And I feel like I can even sleep on my side. And I am a side sleeper. And this pad is not meant for this thing. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's better than it was. Again, hammock noob over here. But it's pretty damn comfortable. The weather's really changing. It's getting dark. The wind's picking up. The temperature's dropping. It's 3 o'clock. Thunderstorms aren't supposed to happen till tonight, like midnight. But I have a feeling they might come in a little bit earlier. It feels like rain right now. So I gotta get my firewood in order. This piece of cedar on the bottom, that's gonna be my chopping block, because I don't have a saw, I just have this axe. So thick back in here, just like tons of scrub everywhere. I forgot my wedding ring on. Oh man. Oh, it's getting dicey. Yeah, like my tripod's gonna blow over. Normally I take my wedding ring off before I go camping if I know I'm going to be using an axe, because this motion with my axe in my hand, I don't like it. It digs my ring into my hand. But anyways, gotta keep going, gotta keep working. I'm going to run out of usable day. I don't know, Malcolm. I don't think I want to leave this lanyard on, buddy. I don't like the lanyard too much. Okay. I'm used to using my bigger axe as of late. So, no rain gear, even though I know it was supposed to storm. It's just not cold, and I'm going to huddle under my tarp when that does happen. This is all cedar, eastern white cedar, Thuya occidentalis, 2 times. stringy that is, man. It's such a good smell. That'll do, Ray. Cooling down. Lots of clouds overhead. Seeing as how I have all this cedar around, I think I'm going to attempt a Bowdrill. Start my fire with a Bowdrill tonight. So I got to get started on that. I've already started the process. This tree was standing dead inside the other trees, nice and dry. You can see I chopped it there. I've marked it there. I'm leaving the piece long that I'm cutting because I'm chopping it with an axe. And it might split and I might have to cut it down. It's okay. If I have to make it smaller, I can. I'm not trying to smash it at all. I'm trying to keep it nice and intact. This side is a little more beat up, but that's fine. Again, because I can make it shorter. Okay. This top piece is thick enough to make a spindle out of. This bottom piece is wide enough to make the hearth. I'll have to split it down more though. Start using my knife now, I think, instead of my axe. It is going to storm. Oh my goodness. Bowdrill. So this is way too thick for the hearth. It actually split relatively straight, which I'm pretty happy about. So all I have to do for the hearth, I don't have to make this hearth any shorter at all. It does not matter how long the thing is, right? All I'm gonna do is flatten out a spot, and as I'm doing that, I'm making it thinner, right? I'm gonna take some I'm gonna take some off the sides to make it more flat where my notch is gonna go. Still a bit thick. You want to keep it level too, because you can, if you start to go on a slant or an angle and make the board warped, then your spindle is going to pop out. It's going to keep falling over whichever way is lower. You can keep it flat by trimming off different areas of the board. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that seems. It's a good thickness. It's bowing out over here because this is wider and it's sitting weird, but it's okay because if I have to, I'll break it down. No big deal. But I'm going to stop there for now with that and start working on my spindle. Look at that. Wood is awesome to work with. It's super soft, which makes it a good candidate for the Bowdrill, and you can see that when I scratch it with my finger. I hope so. Yeah. Now to make the spindle. So super narrow, wider. I want to use the wide spot, and I want the spindle to be at least that long when I'm finished it. So maybe I'll keep it like an inch or two longer than that where I start to make my cuts. You can see how I just cut right into it and cut it off that way. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Is that the first amount of thunder? I think that was the first bit of thunder, boys and girls. I'm excited. So with the spindle, I want to make it thicker than my thumb is in diameter. As thick as a normal guy's thumb is, but mine are like little girly thumbs. So I want to make it just a bit thicker than mine. That's my gauge anyway. If you're a normal man, you can gauge it with your own thumbs. Yeah, this is gonna be plenty big around. And the spindle does not have to be completely perfect. It's okay if there's ridges on it. The main thing it needs to be is straight. Straight spindle is going to work way better. So my spindle has taken rough shape. This end is fatter, and that means that end is going to go down into the hearth because there's more friction on this side. There's going to be less friction on the top. Is exactly what I want. My top part's almost done. I want to make it into a smooth point. Narrow too. Narrow at the point so that doesn't rub on whatever you're using as a bearing block or a handhold. Okay. I gotta cut that down. It's a bit sharp. It'll dig into it, but you can see it's gonna spin relatively straight. Now my bottom of my spindle needs to be way more blunt, rounder, not as sharp, but round. You don't want it like an egg shape at the bottom. So it is an egg shape right now. And you don't actually have to fix your whole spindle. You just start. Man, that thunder is coming. Can you guys hear it through there? I hope so. Anyways, you can just do the bottom part because the middle of the spindle is not going to touch anything except for the string, so it doesn't really matter. And that is a lot more circular, round. You can see the dull point compared to the pointy point. I might even take the very top and smash it down a bit so it doesn't dig too far into my bearing block. I'm using my Turley Gasconade knife, my favorite knife. Alright, so the spindle's done, the hearth is almost done. Now all we have to do is find a bow, build a bow, find a bearing block, build a bearing block, find tinder bundle, and build that tinder bundle. Kindling as well. Cross your fingers. Tell me you heard that one. Man, that was too cool, and I didn't bring my camera. I went out to go get that stuff, and I found tinder and I found kindling. I also saw freaking 2 flying squirrels. I've never seen a flying squirrel in my life. I looked up, I saw this birch bark hanging from a big birch tree, and it's super ribbony. So I'm like, yeah, I can fluff that up to use for part of my tinder bundle. And I look up to grab it, and I thought it was a squirrel, a red squirrel, scurries up the tree. I'm looking at him, he's more of a gray color, and he has this flat tail, almost like a beaver. He's like, maybe that big with his tail, fat oval tail. It was super cool, man, and I'm staring at him, and I wanted him to fly, right, to glide. I wanted to see him glide. Is that a flying squirrel? What has a fat do they have fat tails like that? Oh my goodness, what is that? Oh my goodness, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I just saw a huge bird. I think it's an eagle. I think it's an eagle, guys. So many animals. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I don't know if it was a flying squirrel or not, but then I banged on the tree where he was, and another one came out of a hole, and I saw 2 of them, and they're really cool. Really, really cool. There he is. It's a hawk. Okay, I'm starting to think they're turkey vultures. They looked smaller than a turkey vulture, but oh my goodness, there's 5 of them. Yeah, they're turkey vultures, 100%. Oh my goodness, they're swarming. Something's happening. I've been in a specific location for a few hours now, and I haven't seen any of them. I don't know if it has to do with the rain that's coming or what. That's pretty cool though. I know they're just turkey vultures. I see them all the time. That thunder's coming, man. Look at the sky. Okay, I gotta get a bow now. I got all my other stuff. I need a bow and a handhold. Tell me what that thing I saw was, if you guys know. Do flying squirrels have flat tails like a beaver and are like that big? This one was living in a birch tree, in a cavity of a birch tree. When I smacked on, I don't know if I said that in my excitement running out here. When I smacked the birch tree, another one scurried out. They didn't glide though. I was trying to get them to glide and they didn't. Okay. I'm gonna take this maple sapling for my bow. It's 4:30 now. This rain is coming, and I want to cook my food and stuff, so I can still mess around with that Bowdrill thing after, but I'm not going to rely on it to light my fire. I'm going to light my fire now, get a bed of coals so I can cook before this rain comes, because I have a feeling I'm going to be hiding under my tarp for the rest of the night. Yeah, here it is. Damn it. I got to get my stuff covered up. Come on. And here's the rain. Preparation for these storms. These here storms. We get a bunch of my firewood under too. We'll go gather some water real quick too, actually. Okay. Tell me you hear that. I know I've said it's thundering like 100 times. I'm gonna keep saying it. Oh, I'm so stoked. Okay, I need this fire to die down. Actually, I gotta get a bunch more firewood. That's what I have to do. I need more firewood. Okay, I think the rain is here to stay this time. She is raining. I'm gonna go get my beer before it gets too crazy. I'm sure they've cooled down and there's no more sun, so they're not going to warm up. Oh yeah. Whoa ho ho. We're camping now. Alright, these are nice and cold. Oh, look at the glow. Look at the inviting glow of the fire. Oh yeah. That is awesome looking. Should have been a storm chaser. This is awesome. Oh my goodness. There's lightning and thunder all around me. The wind just kicked up. The rain's kicking up. This is awesome.
Look at